Nah, no worries. I'm good. I get 'em. Call you laters. How many times have you heard this line from someone leaving a party that is clearly intoxicated? And how many times have we let that person get in their car and drive home? Now imagine that these are the last words you ever hear from a loved one. For me, I never thought that drunk driving would affect me or anyone in my life. However, I have lost a friend to drunk driving, and these were her last words to me. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the grave issue of drinking and driving, and how you can literally save lives by becoming a designated driver. Many of us enjoy going out with friends, going to parties, and having friends over to our homes to socialize and talk story. Often, alcoholic beverages are consumed at these gatherings, and at the end of the night, when it's time to go home, many of us have also got into our cars or watched friends and family get into their cars and drive away intoxicated. I'm also guilty of driving drunk and allowing friends to drive drunk. I have never been in an accident or caused an accident while driving drunk, but I consider myself lucky. A good friend of mine, Kahala, was not so lucky. In June of 2004, after a night of partying, she got behind the wheel and started heading home. While driving over the Pali Highway, she passed out and sped up an embankment. She was ejected from her car and thrown onto the ground, where her car came back down on her. When I called her earlier that evening to ask if she was okay to drive, the last thing that she said to me was, "I'm okay, don't worry, I'll call you tomorrow." The next morning I received a call from her mom telling me that she had passed away and detailing what had happened. In the next few minutes, I will be talking to you about three main points. First, I will talk to you about the consequences of drinking and driving. Next, I will talk to you about why it's important to have a designated driver. And finally, I will talk to you about the benefits of being a designated driver. So let's start with the consequences of drunk driving. Drunk driving has always been an issue with dire consequences. It can affect people of all ages, from teens to adults, innocent and guilty. Getting behind the wheel and driving intoxicated can cause life-altering changes for all involved. Over 1.4 million drivers were arrested in 2006 for driving under the influence of alcohol or narcotics. In Hawaii, the drunk driving law prohibits anyone from driving with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08 or above. Once a driver is at 0.15, you are considered a highly intoxicated driver and are subject to more stringent penalties. After your first and second drunk driving offenses, your driver's license is suspended from 90 days to 2 years. You can receive 2 to 14 days in jail and a fine of $150 to $1,500. If you are lucky enough to make it to your fourth offense, it is a Class C felony, and you will be known as a habitual offender, facing 5 years in prison, 5 years probation, and a mandatory revocation of your license for no less than 1 year. As you can see, drunk driving can dramatically alter your life, not to mention that you may end up in jail as a felon. That is, if you're lucky. You could also pay with your life. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Association, in 2007, an estimated 12,998 people were killed in alcohol-impaired driving crashes in the United States. In 2006, 48% of all traffic fatalities were alcohol-related in the state of Hawaii. There are many consequences for driving, and the penalties are severe. It takes a moment for one of us to be placed into a life or death situation as a result of a drunk driver. So what can you do? I want all of you to stop drinking today and choose a life of sobriety. Just kidding. A much more realistic solution to the problem is being or having a designated driver. A designated driver, or DD, is a person who volunteers to abstain from drinking alcohol and takes on the responsibility to make sure that everyone who will be drinking arrives home safely. In some cities like Las Vegas, a company called Designated Drivers Inc. offers businesses and individuals sensible alternatives to driving while impaired. This company is volunteer-based and provides drivers to transport clients in their own vehicles 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This program is not currently in Hawaii, but in 2007 the state of Hawaii and the Department of Transportation piloted an ongoing program called D2. D2 is a designated driver public awareness campaign that enlists the help of 70 restaurants and bars and clubs on Oahu to provide free soft drinks or water to anyone who identifies himself as a designated driver. This program runs every summer from Memorial Day weekend in May to Labor Day weekend in September, when alcohol-related traffic fatalities are at their highest. Every summer, the Honolulu Advertiser publishes a list of vendors that are participating in the D2 program. So, now that you know the ways in which you can help, let's look at some of the benefits of becoming a designated driver. As a DD, you can actively participate in becoming a part of the solution and save lives. How does becoming a designated driver benefit others? Well, since the start of the D2 campaign, alcohol-related fatalities have gradually declined by 3%. While this may seem like a minimal decline, any decline means that lives are being saved. Those who are drinking also have the peace of mind that they can depend on you to make sure that they're going to be safe throughout the night. You also benefit by becoming a designated driver. By letting participating establishments know that you are a designated driver, you will receive free water and soft drinks the entire time you're there. You also have the peace of mind in knowing that your family and friends are traveling safely. There are many benefits to becoming a designated driver, but above all, the greatest reward is the lives you save. I hope that this presentation has opened your eyes to the problem that drunk driving presents. Today I have discussed with you the solution of designated driving and a few of the rewards and benefits of making this noble commitment. So the next time you're out drinking, socializing, and having a good time, and someone asks you, "Are you okay to drive home?" Before you say, "Nah, no worry, I'm good," think of your life and the lives you could be saving by saying, "I need a designated driver. Can someone drive me home and arrive alive?" The morning after I asked Kahala if she was okay to drive, her mom called me to tell me that she had passed out while driving home and died. She called from Kahala's phone, so when I answered it, I thought it was Kahala. My whole body went numb with the news. Kahala's mom then asked me to call all of her friends and let them know what had happened. This is one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do, and I hope you never experience this. It's been 5 years now since I've lost my dear friend, and I still miss her. I've gotten married, been deployed overseas, I bought my first dog with my wife, and I wish that she could have been there for all of these experiences. Her life was cut too short at the age of 24. This is truly a tragedy that could have been avoided with a few good decisions. So please, think before you drink and drive. Thank you for your time, and aloha.